Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. Evening rundown on the latest transfer news and goings on at Manchester United. How are we all doing tonight? I'm feeling pretty rough myself, still very ill, so we'll try and soldier on and do as best we can, but I might turn into a dribbling absolute mess throughout by the end of this show because I do feel pretty rough tonight, guys. I basically feel rougher than Sean Dyche's vocal cords after he's eaten a bag of gravel or something, you know what I mean? I'm pretty melted tonight. But hello, everybody. Welcome in the stream. I'm getting over a cold. Hopefully, good night's sleep. Hopefully tomorrow I feel a bit better. But yeah, big up everyone in the live chat. Shout out to you all for getting in here for the stream. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Let's see who's in here. We got Duncan Belifo. Hello, Duncan. How are you tonight? Larry Hasse. Probably not saying that right. Larry Hass. Larry, welcome in. Duke of Rodtown. Scott. Duncan again there. We got Mr. Young Wizard. Get in there, the Vootinator, long-time legend. Scott again. Chloe Jenkins. Hello to you, Chloe. Good to see you. Stephen Shipman. Sean Collins. Rajat. What's going on, the Vootinator? Hello to Nick Stevenson and Young Wizard. Yes, indeed. Red Gold. Matthew Bassett. Mike's brother. Wessex Mercier. What's happening? Simon Almeida. Aaron Spear as well. Good evening, good evening. Bell6891, hello to you, broski. Of course, I wouldn't say no, lad. Young Wizard, Rajon, Rich M, Must Play, Stoic Savage. Yes, indeed, Leanne Reeson, how are you doing? Welcome in. OG, Uncaged Squid, Pete Morris. Look at all these legends. Walker, how are you doing, mate? Look at all these legends, guys. Thank you very much indeed for getting in here and getting in for the show. Jamie says, Pig, when you start transitioning, I actually didn't. I've always been a legend, mate. I've always been a legend. Harinder Dillon, hello to you, bro. Scarboy, get in there. Kingsdale Walker, everybody, thank you very much for joining us for tonight's show. We've got 100 legends in it already. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this stream. So plenty of stuff to get into tonight. We did an afternoon show. We talked about quite a bit of stuff there as well. If you haven't seen it, you can catch up with that later. But we have got plenty to get into tonight, guys, in regards to Manchester United's latest goings on. So let's be having you. So yes, do us a favour at the start of this show and smash that like button. That'll give us a boost up on the algorithm. And, that'll be nice. Twat that like button. Give us a share around on social media if you want as well. You can do that. We've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat on Twitter, so you can just go over there and give us a cheeky little retweet as well, my son. Nice one. We will shout out everyone who gives us a retweet later on in the show. Sorry for this spiel, guys. This fucking spiel that I have to say at the start of every show. It's spiel, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It takes about a minute to say all this shite. I could do without it, to be honest. But you know what? It helps the show out. That's the point of it, to remind you legends to retweet and to smash a like, etc. But I could do without it, just to let you know. I don't like saying it, guys. Anyway. But yes, like, subscribe, comment. Okay, here we go. Right, we're going to get into the show. Now's the time. So, thank you everyone for joining and getting in here. Onana saying goodbye earlier on today. Time to say goodbye to Onana. He's now a Manchester United player. And all that. So, yes, Onana has been saying his goodbyes today over in Italy to the Inter Massive. And he obviously was down there, went to Inter's training centre, saying goodbyes, doing the old fist bumps, handing out hugs, etc. And he has said his goodbyes. So, it's time to say goodbye to Onana, Inter Milan fans. There's no Inter Milan fans watching this stream, but let's just pretend that there is. Time to say goodbye, Inter Milan fans. Because he's on his way to Manchester United. Well, not physically on his way to Manchester United yet, but he is here very, very soon. So we've got an update from Fabrizio Romano. You know that guy? That Italian fellow? And he's come out and he said, understand that Andre Onana will not fly today to Manchester despite reports. He's still in Milan with his camp. So, there were some parts of the media suggesting that he could fly in as early as tonight. We suggested earlier on it will probably be tomorrow. Hopefully that's the case. I guess it could even be later than that. But it's understood that it probably will be quite likely that it will be flying into Manchester tomorrow and having his medical and obviously finalising all the paperwork and that sort of stuff and meeting up with Rihanna in a Premier Inn so they can do a duet of "Oh Nana, what's my name? Oh Nana, what's my name? Oh Nana." what's my name, etc. So, that could happen. It's possible. So there's still a few things to do, obviously, in regards to this deal with Onana. It's not just completely wrapped up. Obviously, there's an issue with Manchester United being completely slow. We seem to love being slow. Slabby Maguire has the snail's pace. We get transfer dealings ridiculously slow. Any improvements at the club is ridiculously slow. I bet you Ten Hag even shagged his wife really slowly. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, things are very slow at Manchester United. Who are we kidding? He's like a fucking train, that guy. It's like a Dutch train. I'm kidding. Why are we even talking about that? What's going on? I'm in a funny mood tonight, guys. I'm in a strange mood. But, Erik Ten Hag, allegedly, is a slow, passionate lover. That's what I'm saying. Right, so it's understood that Andre Onana will not fly today to Manchester despite reports. He's still in Milan with his camp. No announcement today. Waiting to travel to England later this week for the medical tests. Man United busy preparing documents on player and contract side. So that's the latest on Andre Onana. I'm not going to talk too much or dwell on the Andre Onana situation because we've done it to death over the last couple of days. He's obviously on his way to United. He's going to be a Manchester United player. Agreements obviously in place between Inter and Manchester United. That's not a concern. And he will obviously be a Manchester United player probably by the end of this week. Maybe not in time to play our game against Lyon, but certainly as we travel away to the USA to go on our sort of America side of the tour, then he should hopefully be on board and be able to play for us. There's obviously some visas and stuff like that they've got to apply for in that sense as well for him at last minute. And then obviously he will be on the plane. So get in there, my friend. It should be absolutely beautiful with Andre Onana in the team for pre-season. And I'm really looking forward to watching him play, to be fair, and seeing how he sort of does in pre-season. Hopefully, if he is going to make a clanger, he can, get it out of the way in the pre-season. Thank you, Chris Webber. Love you too, brother. Sing Games. Yes, do a Sing Games, says there, and smash that like button, legends. Thank you, Sing Games. Much love, man. Much love. What a legend you are. Thank you for helping me out with that stuff earlier on, by the way. We got some new technical techniques coming your way soon. It will be available on the next stream. You'll see what we mean. A step up in professionalism. You're still waiting for a new stadium, says Malps. Going to be waiting a long time, I think. Yeah. Probably while the Glazers are still here, we won't be seeing anything like that. But you never know. You never know. It's not going to happen. Obviously, we have seen that they have increased, I think, was it some of the rail seating or something by a couple of thousand? There were some reports that were going to do that. But in regards to long-term renovations and long-term improvements at Old Trafford, yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Hey there, Vachi. What's going on, mate? Thank you, says W Stream. Good to see you, mate. It's my nephew, Zach, in the live chat, that American guy. Hello to you too, bud. Getting in here from the US of A. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Right, okay, so, Onana is a red. Don't need to worry too much about that. He's going to be coming in, obviously. We know that he has agreed a deal with United. Yada, 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 blah, 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 all the rest of it. Done. Nice one. We'll talk about the medical tomorrow as and when it's happening, but right now, it's just speculative guff. But it probably will be tomorrow, and we'll see about that. Could be Wednesday, I suppose. And then, obviously, I'm expecting a time frame of, say, Thursday that Manchester United officially announced this deal. Knowing Manchester United, it'll probably be next Thursday. But let's ask the live chat, just for a bit of fun. What day this week, if you think it's this week, do we announce Andre Onana officially from Manchester United? I.e. the source is Manchester United that's announcing it. Let us know. I think Thursday, but, I am a bit of a dreamer. I'm a dreamer, so who knows? Friday, says Lord PlayStation, and Chloe Jenkins agrees with you. Weekend, says Rajat. Matej says Friday. Friday, unfortunately, says Larry Haas. Fair play to you. Kingslayer's thinking the same. So does Ruben Mensah Bonsu. Dean's going for Friday. Friday, says Duncan and Young Wizard. Saturday, says Mohammed. We are shite, aren't we? Nobody's got any faith in our recruitment of this football club, and rightfully so. We are so slow. Matthew Besson, Aaron Spear all say Friday, so does Pete. They like Fridays to sing games, yeah. Friday at least, 12 p.m. my time. Okay, fair enough. Well, hopefully it's Thursday, but, Friday's fine. Friday's fine. He'll be in the UK, obviously, then. He could be attending that game against Lyon in some capacity. Not to play, but he could quite easily be attending just to watch and maybe be unveiled in front of the crowd. Maybe he could walk out, obviously, before the 90 minutes and be unveiled at United in front of the fans. But obviously it's not actually at United, is it? It's in where is it? It's in Scotland, isn't it, the game this weekend? So yeah, don't know, but he may well be coming in obviously before that game, in which case we might see him at that game. But he certainly should be available to play for Manchester United for the USA side of the tour. Get in there, Rushmano. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining, Rushy. He says subscribe to the channel. Oh yes, do as Rushy says if you're new to the show as well, and hit that subscribe button whilst you smash the like. Get in there. Hey there, what's going on? Kevin Kilban. A United match from 2014 against Leicester is on Sky's Premier League now. Rooney, Van Persie and Falcao up front. Deadly. Falcao? No, fair play to you, Kevin Kilban. Falcao was immense, obviously, before coming to United, and then he was shite. Tell you what, though, what I wouldn't do for another Rooney or another Van Persie right now at this football club. That's what we're really lacking, isn't it? Imagine if we had one of those guys at this moment in time in this football team, we would be absolutely sorted. I mean, crikey, the prospect of having Robin Van Persie at the top of this team right now is absolutely mangasmic. Unfortunately, it's not the case. Have you seen about Kai Rooney, by the way? It is Kai, isn't it? The youngster. He's doing bits and scoring a serious, abundant amount of goals for United's youth ranks. So maybe one day, I think he's being like fast-tracked to the under-16s or something. Maybe one day, not so far away, we might be seeing old Kai Rooney playing for Manchester United and smashing in a whole bunch of goals. Absolutely, Uncaged Squid. Rooney 2.0 lad. So I hear very good things about Mr. Kai Rooney, that he's developing and playing really, really well, scoring an insane amount of goals for a youngster. Obviously, it's that age group, see how he develops. But if he's anything like his old man, he'll probably be an absolute baller. So I look forward to that in about 5 years' time, or whatever it may be. Nice one. Okay, so next bit of news then. That's the Onana stuff. We can get back onto that later, but let's just talk about Amrabat. So we've got another update from Fab 6 hours ago. Manchester United have Sofian Amrabat included into their defensive midfielder list, but nothing imminent, and no bid has yet been sent. Man United next priority is new striker, and Hojlund talks are on. New midfielder depends on outgoings. Obviously, we mentioned this earlier on, but we are hopefully going to go in for a bid for Amrabat soon enough. We've got to play the waiting game on that one as well, maybe, and get rid of a few players first, which is just depressing, but that's how we operate at the moment. We are pretty pathetic when it comes to having ambition, because now it seems we have to get rid of a few players before we can go and sign. Obviously, there are a good few players to go. People like Donny van der Beek could be sold. Henderson, here's the latest update on Henderson from Laurie Whitwell, guys. This evening, he reports Nottingham Forest open talks with Manchester United over Dean Henderson. David De Gea's situation plus the Andre Onana pursuit had delayed movement, but with United close to signing the new number one, Henderson's expected to be allowed to go. Fuck off, Hendo! Time to see him leave United and go somewhere else, obviously. That'd be nice if it's Nottingham Forest, a place he's already been out on loan, etc. But in terms of how much we could generate for Henderson, how much do you think, guys? 20 million quid? Or is that wishful thinking? This is Man United we're talking about, and we never do good business. So, maybe that's wishful thinking, but another team, if they were selling, they'd probably get 25 million. Maybe we could get somewhere in that region. He's a reasonably young, he's a mid-20s English goalkeeper who, has potential to maybe even be like England's number one in the future. I don't think you should look at selling him for peanuts. But at the same time, you know what United are like. We're not going to get a huge amount of money for him, I don't think. He's on quite big money as well for a goalie, for a backup goalie. So that's going to put potential suitors off a little bit. Must Play says 15 mil for Hendo. Young Wizard thinks 12.5. Leanne's going 15 million quid. 15 says Nick Stevenson. Kingslayer says 20 is about right. Batman Night fans going 18. Uviewed says 12. Uncaged Squid says goodbye Henderson, 15 to 20 mil. Yeah, Larry, I'm with you. I reckon somewhere in that region of 15 to 20 mil. I wouldn't be surprised if we only went for 15 mil. I wouldn't be surprised if we managed to squeeze 20 out the deal. I think probably somewhere in the middle, maybe 18 million is what he'll end up going for. 18 million quid, something like that. But yeah, just get him out. There's no point having him around. We're also supposedly going to be testing the waters for Zion Suzuki very soon. He's reportedly got a minimum fee release clause in his contract of 5 million quid. So we could easily go and snatch him up as a good backup goalkeeper for Mr. Andre Onana, who's coming in very, very soon. And then we still got Heaton, we still got Kovar at the football club. So we're looking pretty good in the goalkeeper department now. Andre Onana's got in there. We were looking all right in the goalkeeper department before David De Gea left, in all fairness. But new era, new style, new Ten Hag goalie should transform the way we play. Happy days. So the goalkeeper position, done and dusted, guys. Done and dusted with Andre Onana coming in and Suzuki coming in and Henderson going out. Now it's just the other areas of the team we've got to address. We must address the striker position in the team right now, guys, right now. So reports are that talks are on for Rasmus Hojlund. And I just hope that it happens sooner rather than later and we see movement from Manchester United in the negotiations. Now, reports are that obviously Atalanta set their price tag very, very high for this guy. So reports here from James Ducker that says that Atalanta are thought to have asked for £86 million for Rasmus Hojlund, although there's an acceptance that it's likely to be a negotiating position. Erik ten Hag's desperate to ease the goal-scoring burden from Marcus Rashford. Yep, we want to see Rashford out on the left wing. What's Rashford's best position, guys? Left wing or striker? Have a vote. But I want to see Rashford out on the left wing, cutting in and running at defenders and causing so many problems over on that side. And then a proper goal scorer at the number 9, scoring goals and, developing well. If we can't go and get Kane this summer, then Hojlund sounds like a really good fit for United for the future as well. So, obviously, the 86 million quid is just a ridiculous figure. Atalanta, like that tweet says there, it says that it's likely to be a negotiating position. So, as we always talk about in this channel, when you negotiate for a player, there's going to be several different dialogues where you eventually meet in the middle with a fee. And Man United are reported to have gone in earlier on in the window with a €35 million offer, I believe it was. They supposedly want an £85 million. So, if we've got anything about us in the negotiation department, we should hopefully be able to reach an agreement somewhere around about €50 million to take him on, in which case it's a really good signing. But for any much more than that, it's kind of ridiculous. It's not really a proven player that you get in who's going to be proven to fire you loads of goals. He does look really good, by the way. He's very physical and quick, and he's so young. But 9 goals in Serie A last season doesn't smack of this guy's going to come in and do what Haaland's done this season. It just doesn't. So we've got to be realistic in our expectations when we do get him, if we do get him, that is. But for those reasons, he's not an £80 million player. He's closer to half of that. But hopefully we do see him come in. That'd be nice. And as we talked about many times, we do need to get more than just the one forward player at Manchester United. Hopefully we can see another striker come in to just ease the burden of goal scoring at the top of the pitch. Everything's coming along nicely. Maguire's been stripped of the captaincy. There's reports that West Ham are interested in taking him in some capacity, maybe a loan or a sale. Scotty McTominay, Donny van der Beek, Henderson, these guys could be sold. So there's no real excuse for not going out there and spending big money soon to get who we need and get Ten Hag who he needs at the striker position. So I would love to see it, guys. Hopefully it happens. And then in my ideal world, in my fantasy, I would like to see Harry Kane also sign towards the end of the window just to make us realistically challengers for the title. I believe those two signings, Hojlund and Kane, would do that, along with Amrabat. If we could get those few players in between now and the end of the window, we're challengers as far as I'm concerned. Old Dirty Benjo, thank you for your highlighted member comment. Can we get a hashtag 32 in the live chat? Thank you, Benjo. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. He says, just send him some love. And he's got some Phil Jones emojis in there. Thank you very much, lad. I appreciate you. Yeah, sorry if I sound rough tonight, guys. I am rough. I do feel seriously unwell this evening. But I'm on here anyway to splutter into the microphone so you guys know what's up with the latest goes on and to hang out with the community. So thank you very much for your highlighted member comment there, Old Dirty Benjo, being a member for literally 32 months. That's a long time. Agree with you, Cosmas. £86 million, absolutely ridiculous. What do you guys think? Massey says 45 max. Young Wizard says he should be 40 max. 35 million max. Yeah, okay, I think he's £40 million max, which is, get it on for 45 million plus euros. That's about what we sort of got to end up paying for Rasmus Hojlund. Anything more than that, we are getting absolutely bent over. But, it wouldn't surprise me if we did. This is the same club that gave Atalanta £37 million for Amad Diallo, who at the time had only played like 9 first-team appearances for them or something. And we gave him a heck of a lot of money for the kid, who does look really good, actually, and he probably will go on and do some good things. But still, though, we overpaid significantly for him. To Atalanta, maybe we would do the same thing again. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see in regards to whether or not United have got the bottle to do a negotiation with Atalanta for Hojlund. Somewhere in the middle of these valuations. We want to pay somewhere around 35. They want 85. Are we going to end up paying 50 or 55 million euros for him? I could live with that, guys. Probably end up paying like 50 plus, says Matej. Absolutely, yep. 45 to 50, says Rajat. What if it's 70 million but 20 million add-ons? Well, if it's 50 up front and 20 million dependent on bonuses and achievements, then that's different. If we were to pay 50 million euros up front, aka 45 million pounds, and then there was a bunch of add-ons which took it up to that. If you give him another 5 million once we've won the Champions League, you give him another 5 million once he scored 50 league goals for Manchester United, you give him another 5 million when he's had 100 appearances for Manchester, all those sorts of stuff down the line. That's a little bit different, but then it would be actually worth it. That's kind of like paying for him when he's actually proving and actually helping the team. Stuff like that I could live with. But realistically, we don't want to be spending over 50 million. 55 does seem like a magic number there, Matthew Smith, certainly for us at the minute as well. 55 million euros for Andre Onana. 55 million euros for Mason Mount with an extra 5 million in add-ons. These are the sort of figures that are being bandied around at the moment. Hey, Simon Warner, welcome in the stream, mate. You haven't missed a whole bunch, mate, just about Andre Onana's deal. And, obviously he's coming in for a medical in the coming days, probably tomorrow. And you haven't missed too much, mate. We're just on Hojlund now, chatting about Hojlund, our prospective striker that we could sign for this transfer window. Hopefully, we see it happen. Nice, guys. We're nearly at 100 likes, guys. We've got 188 people watching and 96 people liking the video. That's exactly, or almost, approximately half of the people in here have liked the video. You what? Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Smash that like. It's free and it takes all but a second. So, give it a cheeky little thumbs up if you haven't, and subscribe and get yourself in the chat and say hello. I've actually got it in top chat. Let me put it in live chat here, so I could say hello to everybody. Yep, absolutely, Luke Powell. We've gone over that, mate. We've gone over that. So it's expected sometime this week, though, obviously. There was quite a report, a few reports earlier on today that he could be flying in tonight. But the latest report on Andre Onana is basically this from Fab anyway, says that understand that Andre Onana will not fly today to Manchester despite reports he's still in Milano with his camp. No announcements today, waiting to travel to England later this week for the medical test. Could be tomorrow, could be Wednesday. So yes, you're absolutely right, that's the case. And he's been saying goodbye over at Inter's training ground as well. So yeah, probably be tomorrow, could be Wednesday that we see him fly in and have his medical at Manchester United. So you've not missed much anyway. And then in regards to some of the other stuff, let's get on to, before I do, Marky Harris. How you doing there, Mark Harris? Great to see you, my friend. Get in there, you long-time legend. 19 months a member of the channel, Mark Harris. How you getting on, bro? He says, breaking, Scooby-Doo United have come in for slab from Fab. Leggy? Who is next? Really? I mean, that's awesome. I bet you it turns out right. If Scooby-Doo was to sign him, I bet you it turns out like at the end of the show, they pull off his mask and there's like a I don't know, like a 58-year-old janitor underneath there or something. Because that would explain his performances, wouldn't it? Like at the end of Scooby-Doo. Leggy? And all that. Thank you very much, Mark Harris, for being a member for 19 months. Get a cheeky little hashtag 19 in there for him. Good one. I like your style. Comment here from Bruce Riley. What's happening, Bruce? Brucey. Bruce Riley says, gonna miss your slabby Maguire commentary, pig. Let's get some cheeky love hearts in there for Bruce. Nice one, Bruce. Yeah. We'll still be coming up against him maybe a couple of times a year. We can slag him off like the refrigerator that he is on those two occasions. Right? And laugh at him making mistakes for the opposition. I'm happy for him to go and melt West Ham's defence when we play them, That's it. If we come up against West Ham in the league with Harry Maguire in the back four, for instance, I'd be quite confident that he would maybe score an OG or something like that. So, we won't be rid of him completely, I don't think. Anyway, so Thank you so much for that, Bruce Riley. But yeah, I won't miss it for one. It was a very stressful individual having to watch play for Manchester United and lead us out and be the captain. A piss poor captain of Manchester United. I won't miss him at all. So can't wait to see the back of him. But we're talking about him like he's gone. He's actually not gone at the moment. You know, just to be fair, he's still here. He could well try and stay and fight his way into the team. I don't see that happening, but he could stay and try, and he's on big money at United. The fact is, there has to be an offer that comes in for Harry Maguire. There's got to be. We have to see somebody table a bid, or at least a loan move. We talked about the prospects of a loan move earlier, so there were some reports to suggest that, Harry Maguire was a target for West Ham, and they put in an offer for a loan move for Harry Maguire, and, Manchester United rejected it. But from a loan perspective, it could be quite interesting to maybe just get him gone for the season. You could perhaps do a loan move with an option to buy, not necessarily an obligation to buy, because then nobody's going to want to loan the bastard, but certainly you could do an option to buy. And if he has a successful season over there at West Ham, then it's justifiable for them to spend an extra 20 million at the end of the year to bring him in permanently. If not, then, it's not really a risk for the opposition, but it could get us a couple of £100,000 a week off of the books. So yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can go about it. Obviously, we'd rather sell the guy. We'd rather get rid of him and, generate a bit of cash to be able to use to buy other players and replace him. But essentially, it's going to cost a lot of money for any of these other teams that want Harry Maguire to take him on. Yeah, he's an England international and all that bollocks, but essentially he is overpriced and overpaid at Manchester United. So quite hard to justify paying that sort of money for the guy, unfortunately. Hey, Marky Harris, thank you for the 2 Aussie dollar Rooska super chat from Dan Underbrow. Oh, good on you, sport. He says, have a Scooby snack on me, governor. Kettle's on. Get in. Leggy, Scooby snacks. Thank you so much, Mark Harris. You're a bloody legend. Let's get some hashtag Scooby snacks in the live chat there for him. Thank you very, very much, Brad. Much love to you, man. Thank you, Marcus Harris, getting all the way in from sunny Australia. Okay, so happy days there, happy days. We'll have to wait and see, guys, whether or not Man United have got the bottle to do a deal for Hojlund. We might end up having a long, drawn-out, protracted negotiation for the guy, but I could see a reality where we sign him. And I think we probably do need to sign another striker as well in this transfer window. Let's get on to the other big news of the evening, guys. So we discussed it, the fact that it was agreed in principle earlier on, which is Marcus Rashford has signed a new deal at Manchester United. Get in there, my son. But obviously, when we did the video this afternoon, it was just at this stage, which was David Ornstein reporting that United had agreed a new contract extension in principle with Marcus Rashford, a 5-year contract deal until 2028, and it was in its final stages. But now we've got confirmation from Mr. Romano that his contract is now signed, and it's sealed, and it's delivered, and he is now going to be a Manchester United player. And we might even see a club statement tonight, potentially, or not tonight, but tomorrow, very soon anyway, once the final T's and I's are crossed and dotted and the ink is dry. Marcus Rashford has signed new deal at Manchester United. It's all sealed and delivered. Club statement soon. Verbal agreement reached 1 month ago, as revealed. It's now all signed and completed. Contract valid until June 2028. 5-year deal. Confirmed. Get in there, my son. So, there's quite a few people earlier on in the stream that I did this afternoon not too enamoured with Marcus Rashford and the fact he's getting a big move. But in my opinion, he was certainly Manchester United's best outfield player, I think, last season. Best player last season. He's won the award for player of the season. He's fired us to getting a lot of points we otherwise wouldn't have got if it wasn't for him scoring all those goals. So we really struggled for goals last season, but not from Marcus Rashford's point of view. He got 30 goals in all competitions, and he absolutely smashed it, really. It was a great season for him under Ten Hag, who came in, first season for Ten Hag, and he redeveloped Marcus Rashford and reinvigorated him, and he made him a great player again. So, people dwell on the last few seasons before that, or the couple of seasons before that, but it's in the past. People progress, people get better, people move on, mentality-wise, skill-wise, experience-wise, and they get better. Judge him in the last 12 months, and he's one of the best forward players in world football. So I think it's the right decision that Manchester United have kept this guy. Plus, the other alternative is you just end up losing the guy for nothing in a year's time, and you've lost an academy product at Manchester United who keeps that identity at Manchester United. Now, that's what I really like about Marcus Rashford, is he's a product of Man United. He's not just somebody that we've gone out there and bought for shit tons of money like a lot of teams do, and that we do as well. He's actually somebody that we've produced from the ground up. So I think it's a really excellent piece of news, and I think he was class last season, Paul Lieberberg. Season before he was pretty gash, but he was playing with a back injury. Give him the benefit of the doubt. See how he does this season. Look, after he signed this huge new contract, we'll see the fibre of his fabric, won't we? We'll see if he's got the bottle to continue in that vein of form that he was showing last season, or if he's going to melt and just take the money. But I don't think he is. I think he's going to get better and better, because he's only 25 and he's getting better. So I've got the faith in Marky Rashford. Thank you, Ryan Clark, for subscribing to the channel. If you guys are new like Ryan, hit the subscribe. Madhouse, thank you for your comment. He says 300k a week's high enough for me. Fair enough. Right, guys. So how much do you think Marcus Rashford is worth then? So we reported earlier on, actually, that there were some reports to suggest that the terms in Rashford's new MUFC deal were worth 325k a week. Don't know the legitimacy of this. Of course, it's speculative stuff, speculative reports, but I think it's probably a bit more than that. I'd say he's probably on £375,000 a week. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see until more comes out about it. But I think he's probably being given maybe the highest contract at United right now. There's obviously people like Bruno Fernandes on big money, but how do you justify paying Sancho a reported £350,000 a week and paying Marcus Rashford less than that when he's more advanced in his career, he's older, he's been at the club longer, and he's just better? How could you justify paying Marcus Rashford less than Jadon Sancho? So for that reason, I think that Rashford's on 375k a week, and actually it's not the worst, craziest deal when you consider that De Gea's just gone, who was on 375k, and that this guy has been produced by us, and we could lose him for nothing, and now we don't have to go out there and buy a player who would cost us an absolute arm and a leg to bring in, who's probably not even going to be as good as Marcus Rashford. So I think it's a good bit of business from United, even if he is getting paid 375k a week. So, but no more than 275, says Rajat. 250 max, says Scarboy. 110, says Massey. 200, says Mark. 25 quid on an empty packet of Quaver, says Mark Harris. I do like a Quaver, 150 million, says Duncan Belifo. Thank you, Rafi Ukipo, there, for subscribing to the channel as well, mate. Appreciate you, boss. Hojlund's playing style similar to Rashford, says Ramadan Ibrahim. Yep, very well. He's very quick and super fast. And, could absolutely develop into a player that can score hopefully that many goals, more goals than that, hopefully, if he's going to be playing number 9. 300 to 305k a year is high enough for me, says Duke of Rodtown. For return, about 175k, no player should be getting over 200k. Jokes like Sancho on 300k cause this shit. Yeah, definitely, but think about this, Bell 691. So if if we didn't give Rashford what he wanted, there would be another team out there that will give him that. And we'll give him more than that, if anything. So reports from Fabi Romano earlier on, and various other people as well. Look, David Ornstein here. Listen to what David Ornstein said earlier. David Ornstein said this. He said the deal's until 2028, and it's set to be signed after the 25-year-old rejected more lucrative offers from England and abroad to stay at Manchester United. So more lucrative offers, possibly 400,000 a week to go and play at PSG, or 500,000 a week to go and play in shitty Saudi Arabian league, or wherever. Like it says in England as well. Maybe he had some offers on the table from rivals of ours. So the fact is, he's wanting to stay at Manchester United, even though we can't give him necessarily what other teams are prepared to pay him. So he is worth that money then, isn't he? He is worth 300k plus, because other teams were prepared to pay more than what we were. We don't actually know the exact figure. There's obviously a lot of reports going around. This could be the amount, that could be the amount. But people in the know obviously are very limited and few and far between. So it's not expected that there's an exact figure floating around there at this moment in time. But could be 325k, could be 350k, could be 375k. I think any of those numbers are all justifiable for a player of Rashford's quality. Just in, guys, we've got... we'll get into Rashford again in a minute. Just in, guys, we've got another cheeky little update here in regards to Andre Onana. We'll see. Take it with a pinch of salt again. But hold on. Let me just save this. Andre Onana What's my name? Onana. What's my name? Onana. What's my game? What's my game? What's my game? Have a look at this then, folks. So Andre Onana, reports from Alfredo Padula over in Italia that Andre Onana will arrive in Manchester in the next few hours. So that's a little cheeky update for you there from Alfredo Padula anyway. This evening, Justin, thank you Rushmano for the update there, bud. So that's good news, guys. That's good news. Hopefully very, very soon he will be on his way to United. Probably conduct the medical tomorrow if that's the case then. But just on Rashford, we were talking about Rashy. So just on Rashford, he's a bit of a decisive character. I mean, I'm very happy for Rashford. Very happy for him personally that he's getting paid a lot of money to be a footballer at Manchester United. I think in terms of the grand scheme of things, when you look at players and how they carry themselves, Rashford seems like a nice fellow on and off the pitch. He doesn't have to try and help feed the starving children of this country, but he does. And he just seems like a nice fella, and he's obviously, nobody's perfect, but he seems pretty decent sort of individual, and he's a great player more than anything. Doesn't matter how nice you are, you've got to be a great player at United to justify a big contract. But in my opinion, he is obviously an amazing player. He's scored 30 goals last season for Manchester United in all competitions. He'll go on and hopefully replicate that form for us next season. And if he doesn't, well then, yeah, okay, fair enough. There'll be a few people saying I told you so. But in my humble opinion, Rashford is Manchester United. Rashford is United. Rashford's all about, the youth academy, the development of players at Manchester United. He encompasses what Manchester United is about. So I would be gutted if we lost Rashford on a free next year or something like that. It'd be horrendous. So really, really, very happy, guys. Let's just get a little comment in the live chat, though. Are you happy that Rashford signed a new massive money deal at Manchester United? Yes or no? Because there's a few people earlier when I was talking about this in the live chat saying no, they were not happy with Rashford and they want him gone. I find that very hard to believe. I don't see why people want Rashford gone, but there you go. Yes or no? Yes, says Simon Warner. He's 100% happy. Rajat says not much. Captain Bringdown says, have you ever seen Rashford track back and put in a tackle? No, you have not. I mean, I have actually, but it's not his forte, to be fair, Captain Bringdown. His forte is obviously attacking, getting forward, scoring goals. But hopefully Ten Hag has the ability to coach that into him a little bit more. But do you really necessarily want your goal scorers back defending all that often? You've got to have a bit of balance in the team, But I feel you. Chloe Jenkins says yes. Duncan says yes. You don't want him gone. Yes, says Paul. Yeah, absolutely. He's a team player. Absolutely, Ravens man sand. Should have cashed in on him, says Jamie Robinson. Ten Hag wanted Rashford because he knows what he gives us. Scarboy says, yeah, he's a red through and through, says Dean. Yes, says Nick Stevenson. 100 million for Rashford. Exactly, Batman Night fan. So if he was available on the market, and I've said this many times as well, sorry to repeat myself, but he would be a 100 million plus player, no doubt about it. So what we're going to do, let him go for nothing. It doesn't make sense. So really good piece of business for United to sign him up, even if he's on 400 grand a week, even if he's on 400k, then, it's justifiable, because otherwise you just let him go for nothing. He'd go and sign for a rival or another team abroad, and they'd get themselves a £100 million player for free. And Manchester United would have to then go out and dip into the market and sign a player for a similar amount of money if we want to get somebody as good as Marcus Rashford. So, of course, it makes sense for United to sign him up for a new deal. He's a good player, and he's got the potential to be a great player. I mean, there's not many better players in his position in the world. You can argue there's a few. People will say, obviously Vinny Jr. and Kylian Mbappe if he's playing out wide or whatnot and all this sort of thing, and make the comparisons. But you can actually make a comparison with Rashford with those guys as well. He's got youth on his side as well. He is only 25, so plenty of time still to develop and get better. So, yeah. Thank you guys for having your say on the Rashford situation, though. It is interesting. Obviously, some people just don't seem to warm to Marcus for whatever reason, even though he's only ever sort of conducted himself well on and off the pitch. When you've got wrong-uns like Mason Greenwood in the team, people seem to absolutely love it. Don't know what's going on there. But in my opinion, Rashford's a professional player, and he's Manchester United through and through, and I'm just so happy that we signed him up to a new deal. So get in there, Marcus Rashford. Happy days. Right then, let's crack on with a little bit more news. We are going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream as well, so stick around for that. Keep hitting that like button, everybody. It will help boost us up on the algorithm and compete with the clickbait wankers and corporation channels. So if you enjoy this show, make sure you show your support by hitting the thumbs up and click the subscribe if you're new so you can get in the chat. Right, Disassi, guys. Disassi. Axel Disassi. Newcastle and Man United remain in talks for Axel Disassi deal, as reported 2 weeks ago. Very interesting, this one. So, Axel Disassi, it is, he's on the agenda. If we could certainly move on, say, Slabby Maguire this summer, I don't see why we wouldn't be interested in signing a player like Axel Disassi. So, again, as I say, don't really watch much French football, don't know a great deal about him, but heard great things about him, heard that he's a good talent, and I wouldn't be opposed to us bringing in another defender if we're going to get rid of defenders. So if we can sell Harry Maguire to West Ham and we can get rid of Telles, there's interest from other teams in Telles. Flamengo are reported to be interested in Telles. Here's a report here that says that Flamengo are targeting Alex Telles, but the €10 million Man United are demanding is too high. If we can sell a couple of our defensive players, makes sense to add another player in there. And Chloe Jenkins says he's very quick. Absolutely. So, it does kind of make a lot of sense to go and get this guy who's a physical player, who's quick. We might see Eric Bailly obviously finding off our books as well. Those sorts of things. So I would be happy to sign him. Don't know a great deal about him. As I said, I don't watch any French football. It's guff. But, from what I've heard, he's a very good talent, and he seems to have progressed well throughout his career. The Cake Cadet, how you doing tonight, mate? Great to see you, bud. I hope you're doing well. We need Axel Foley, says Massey. Love that. Love that. Axel trying to be gone, mate. Yeah, we need another Axel in. We could get Axel Foley, Beverly Hills Cop. I like your style. That'd be cool. Okay, fair enough. So, anyway, Flamengo interested in Telles. Those are the reports. Could well be some Saudi teams interested in him. Maguire is a target for West Ham and maybe one or two other teams also. Hopefully, it's wishful thinking, but hopefully we could get a deal done for Maguire. Do you think Maguire's going to stay or go this summer? Have your say in the live chat. Right, also, Suzuki, Manchester United are expected to trigger Zion Suzuki's release clause of about £5 million. The club looks to secure the player's services soon. Get in there, my son. So, new backup goalkeeper incoming, and Fab earlier on reporting that Henderson is now a likely target for Nottingham Forest now that we have secured the Onana signing. So it's all going off now, guys. You could well see a flurry now of Man United doing deals, hopefully deals selling a lot of players in the next coming weeks to try and go out there and strengthen our transfer position and give us a bigger kitty to go and spend money on and bring in new players that can actually help Manchester United. That's the idea now. Sell players. It's a shame we are in that position where we kind of have to sell to buy, but sell all these gash players, get rid of Donny, get rid of Hendo, get rid of a lot of these players I mentioned, Maguire and Telles and McTominay and Fred and Martial if you can, but you can't because nobody wants him, and go and sign some real talents. That's the idea. You could generate cash by doing that. Sarvulon, thank you for being a member for 33 months. 33 months, a legend of this channel. Sarvulon getting in from Australia, mate. Come on, let's get some love in the chat there. And a 33 for Sar says, hello, Mr. Piggy. Hello to you too, Sarvulon. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for getting in and joining us. Hope you're having a cracking evening or cracking day over there in Australia, along with Marky Harris. He says, all we need is a new defence and strikers. Well, so now we've got the goalkeeper. Now we've got Mason Mount. I still think we need one more, maybe deeper playing midfielder, which is where perhaps Amrabat comes in. Sell Fred or McTominay, or maybe even both, and try and sell Maguire. And if you can sell Maguire, we should probably bring in a new centre-back. But the most glaring position in the team, no doubt about it in my mind, is the striker. It's where we need to strengthen the most. Obviously, that is where we are so weak. We've got all the ability of an arthritic camel at the top of the pitch at this moment in time. If Marcus Rashford's not playing there, then we are shite. We've got Tony Martial. And Tony Martial, I'm sorry to say, but he literally is just one of the most depressing players to watch because he's got all the talents in the world. And he acts like a bitty big bollock swaggering around the place. But ultimately, he's always injured and he's inconsistent and you can't rely on Tony Martial. I wouldn't trust him to finish his dinner, the guy. So that's the problem there, really. We've got to get somebody else in to do the business up top. And Rashford should be playing in his favoured left-wing position, which is where he's best suited, which is where he can be most destructive for the opposition's defence, and where he can, generate us the most impact, score the most goals, create the most chances. He's a decent number 9, but we need somebody else to score goals at number 9, and Tony Martial ain't it. I mean, this guy's pathetic, isn't he? He has all the poise and the fitness of a stampede of diuretic buffaloes. You know what I mean? He is literally just so... He's rubbish, is what I'm saying. He's like marshmallow, says Paul Liebenberg. Precisely. He's soft and fluffy. He might be sweet, but, ultimately you have too much of him, it makes you sick. You're absolutely right. He is very marshmallow-esque lad. Martial on his day is absolutely sick. Unfortunately, that day doesn't come around too often. No, you're absolutely right. He's absolutely sick, as you would say, mate. Surfer dude right there. Yeah, I agree with you. He is absolutely sick. Problem is, he's also a sick note. That's the problem. He's like he's the French Darren Anderton, isn't he? He's seriously sick all the time. He's ill. He's injured. He's always got something on the go. If it's not a broken bone or a twisted, ligament, he's probably got herpes or something. I don't know. There's always some sort of ailment going on with him. He's just an ill person. Everybody knows an ill person in their life. Somebody who's constantly sick. That's Tony Martial. He's a sick note. Martial is yet to last the whole match, says Simon Warner. Vincent Bullock says, I can't imagine Martial being turned around on the barbecue of a good old campfire. You what, Vincent Bullock, mate? Steady on now, son. Don't know what the fuck you're on about, bud. But, no, I don't know what you mean. But either way, Tony Martial is he's very, very injured all the time. So he's just... He's like Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Remember? This is one for the older people. Nintendo vibes. Old school. This is going to alienate a few people. But there was a game called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out back in the day. And the first person you had to fight on your way to fighting Mike Tyson was called Glass Joe. And he had like a serious glass jaw, this guy. You just need to punch him a couple of times and he's out. That's basically Tony Martial. He's got no robustness about him whatsoever. He is made of glass. And unfortunately, we need somebody who's a lot better. Yeah, exactly. Sin Games says, loved it. Mario was the ref. Precisely. So Punch-Out vibes there. Tony Martial's Glassy Joe or whatever. It's a disgrace. Anyway, so striker position, once we've got that addressed, we'll be a much better team. Just imagine if we had Harrison Kane. That's not his name, but imagine we had Harry Kane. Listen to this. So here's an update on Kane, guys. Here's an update on Kane. It's a bit boring to talk about because, let's face it, we're not going to get Kane, are we? I mean, it's wishful thinking. It's a dream. It would be a dream if we could get Kane because he scored 30 goals last season for Spurs. He'd probably do at least that for Man United. But there are reports coming out this evening that, exclusive, Harry Kane not interested in a move to PSG, leaving Tottenham in a straight fight with Bayern Munich for the striker. Why is it a straight fight with Tottenham and Bayern Munich? Why aren't Manchester United going in for this guy? Don't understand it. I mean, let me ask you this question, the live chat. I'll always love to know. Okay, so let me get a poll on the go as well, but I'll ask you... No, actually, we'll just ask you. Guys, what would you have rather? Answer this honestly. Would you have rather we signed Harry Kane or we signed Mount and Onana? Answer that question. And be honest, in the live chat, Mount and Onana or just Harry Kane? Now, I would argue that if we'd have just signed Harry Kane with the 110 million quid that we've already spent, that we'd actually be a better team. You know what I mean? Like, we'd actually score goals. We'd have a shit ton of goals in the team then. And if we'd have kept De Gea, obviously, you'd have to have kept De Gea if that was the case. But we could have done that. That was an option in my humble opinion. I'm not saying Onana and Mount are not going to improve us. I really genuinely think that they do improve us. I'm just saying that Kane is the type of guy that we need right now to score the goals and fire us to a challenge. Let's see what the live chat say about this. It's a controversial question I just asked. Artie Wall says Mount and Onana. Kane says Cat Lego. Leanne says Kane. Madhouse says Kane. Captain Bringdown says Kane. Chico says Kane. Mount and Onana says Boomy. Kane says Stephen Shipman. Mount and Onana says Young Wizard. Easy says Chico. Mike at Mount and Onana says Primot. Onana says Simon. Harry Kane says Massey. Thank you, Rushmono says, smash a like for the pig. It really helps the channel. Thank you very much, bud. Kane all the way, please. Harry Kane all day. Mountain Onana. Kane just because the signing Chelsea players isn't the best. Mountain Onana. Mountain Onana. Mountain Onana. It's pretty split, I would say, down the middle there, really, folks, in regards to what people think is the best. The point I'm making here is that, arguably, Manchester United may be better if we'd have just spent the money on Kane. So we know Spurs are complete shithouses to deal with. The only logical explanation I can possibly think of is that United have a plan. I have a cunning plan, my lord. Baldrick standards. Hashtag Baldrick, for anybody remembers. I have a cunning plan. Is it more cunning than a cunning fox who studied cunning at the University of Cunning in Cambridge or whatever? No. Listen, this is the idea. Man United go in for Kane later on in the window and pay less money than they would have to at the start. That sounds like something Man United would do, to be fair. That's a logical reason why we haven't gone for Kane yet. Surely we should be trying to sign Harry Kane. I don't understand it. He's tailor-made for Manchester United right now to slot in and be the Don for us up top. Plus, he wants to leave those shithouses, bottle merchant Spurs, who can't give him anything other than sheer disappointment every single year. They don't have Champions League football. They don't have jack shit going on for them. They're not going to win anything. They've got a bloody Celtics manager in there now and stuff. It's just like they're not going to win anything, I don't think. So what's he doing languishing there for another year? He wants to leave, doesn't he? And if he's going to stay in England, the perfect fit for him is United, who need him right now. So, you know, it's a no-brainer. We've got to go and sign him, guys. Just go and sign him, do the business, you know, pay Levy his money. I know nobody wants to overpay at this stage, but what are we going to do? Sweat all summer long? Pay 60 million quid for Hojlund anyway? Might as well maybe make it around 100 and just go and get Kane, and then you've got your man who can score you 30 goals in the Premier League proven. So I love Kane. I've always liked Kane, even though he's a Spurs scummer, and even though he has the personality of a wet lettuce. I really do like him. I rate him. I've always thought he's a very intelligent player and a great player. He might be a little bit of a bottle merchant. Hey, you try and play for Spurs and not be a bottle merchant, guys. You try and play for Spurs in England and not be a bottle mentality. You know what I mean? Let's see how he does in a team that's maybe going places, a team that's maybe on the track to be winners of things. There you go. The Hoop Man says, don't underestimate Angie Pitt. Okay, fair enough. Well, you would say that, my friend. Thank you for getting in here, bud. Hope you're doing well. I like your style, but yeah, okay, fair enough. See how he does this season. But all I'm saying is Spurs are very unrealistic to win anything over the next couple of years, whereas if he went to Man United, we're more likely to win. We're still not like supremely convincing to win. I've talked about his possibility of ending up at Bayern Munich as a realistic probability because they can give him exactly what he needs. He can play for one of the top sides in Europe, much bigger, better team than Spurs, with much better players, really. And he can win the Bundesliga every single year over there, fire them to the title every single year while he's a contracted player, 4 years of glory, win cups, get far in the Champions League. You know, this is what Kane can actually do over in the Bundesliga. So it's a strong possibility. But what's not the strongest possibility is Bayern paying £100 million plus for him. You know, Man United, on the other hand, when you consider all those gash players we could move on this summer, Maguire 20 million, McTominay 25 million, Fred 20 million, Henderson 20 million, Van der Beek 20 million, Telles 8 million, whatever. You know, there's a whole bunch of others as well. That's enough to buy Kane right there. So it's about just sort of consolidating your assets here into one easy monthly manageable payment for Harry Kane here. You know what I mean? That's it. That's what we need to do. Consolidate our bad debts, which is those gash players I've just mentioned, and put them into one easy, manageable monthly payment in Harry Kane, guys. You know, that's what I'm looking at doing. So hopefully that's something that we can maybe address later on in the window. I know that obviously Levy and Spurs are completely horrendous to deal with. But, you know, it'd be nice to try and to get him, guys. Let's ask the chat. Kane, Harry Kane, yes or no? Interesting. We got some quotes. We got some quotes from Cristiano Ronaldo here, guys. Cristiano Ronaldo. From new quotes from him. Thank you, Rushmoney, for sending this over. So he was asked about a possible return to Europe in the future. And he said, this door is completely closed. I'm already 38 and a half years old. And in my view, football in Europe has already lost a lot of quality. The Premier League is the only one that is far above all the others. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. He would say that though, because he just struggled in the Premier League before he went over there. But no, he is actually right. Serie A is not what it used to be. The Bundesliga is not all that. The French league is a bit gashed. La Liga is still pretty decent, but it's not as good as the Prem. I think he's kind of spot on there that he said that actually. But yeah, I don't think he's ever going to return to Europe now. Maybe a cheeky swan song at Sporting if they'd have him, which is a very big if, because he's a prima donna melter these days, isn't he? Yeah. Gungshi's an absolute legend. Is Gungshi in the chat? Gungshi's a hero, Kevin Kilban. He's one of my personal heroes, though. Agreed with you, Duke of Rodtown. We should 100% go for Kane. Massey says Kane, so every time he bangs in a goal for us, we can laugh at Mark, says Massey81. Fair play. Well, in my humble opinion, Massey, he would just be the best player for us, for the reason of scoring us a shitload of goals. Like, he would be a great player for us, no doubt in my mind, but obviously the proof would be in the pudding if we actually got him. Give Levy his 100 million. I think that's what it's going to take there, it's what it's going to take, really. Hey, Alfie Mattori, welcome in. He says, good evening, my brother. Hope you're doing okay, G. What do you think about our new goalkeeper? Okay, so I think he's going to be really good. I think he's got the bollocks about him. He seems a confident lad. He seems somebody that maybe will be able to, help us with the press, help us with the direct sort of attacking, even though he's a goalkeeper, change the way we play for the better. So he's somebody that could transform the way we play. So I'm feeling positive about him. Plus, Ten Hag wanted him. Ten Hag's paid the money for him. Ten Hag loves him. He loves Ten Hag. It's a bromance. It's a bromance waiting to happen, waiting to blossom into a beautiful relationship, platonically speaking. So I'm hoping that that's what goes on. I'm hoping that Andre Onana does just hit the ground running and becomes a great goalkeeper for us. One that in 5 years' time we're talking about in the same breath as, Schmeichel. But it's obviously a long time. It's going to take some time to prove that. Let's just hope he slots in and does well. Okay then. So, Harry Kane, guys, thank you for that. Right, just one or two other things. So, Kim Min Jae, another update on Kim Min Jae here. Okay, we were wanting this guy earlier on in the window. It seems like not realistic now at all. It seems like Bayern's the destination. And Fab just confirms that no issues, no problems for Kim Min Jae to FC Bayern, despite rumours in recent days. Kim is Bayern player since July 8th when he completed medical tests and Bayern triggered the release clause. It was just about signing documents, no problems at all, official soon. So just to let you all know the latest on Kim Min Jae, a potential United target. Yeah, he's going to Bayern. Just in other news as well, one little piece of information we've got here as well this evening. Ahmad Diallo, so reported that Leicester City have joined the race for Ahmad, but face competition from Burnley and Sheffield United. Ahmed is more likely to stay in the Premier League than join Leicester. So yeah, he could go back to Sunderland, he could go to Leicester, but in my opinion, yes, it makes the most sense to stay in the Premier League. If we're not going to keep him, which I actually don't think that we should, I reckon he should go out on loan in the Premier League and get some good experience this season, and he could impress a few people, and maybe next season, if he's getting the game time and the opportunities and taking those opportunities for whatever team he might end up at, he might just convince Ten Hag to use him from next year, but don't see a way into the side for him at this moment. There's just too many good players in his position that are ahead of him. Anthony, Sancho, Pellistri, these guys are all ahead of him, if you ask me. So he's going to struggle to get game time at United. So I say loan him out. The question is, maybe we could use him in some sort of a deal with Atalanta. So we paid £37 million, that's including the add-ons, for Ahmad Diallo to Atalanta just some, year or two ago, whenever it was. And it was a lot of money to pay for the kid at the time when he'd only played for them 9 times. Didn't really make sense. But because he's got that history with Atalanta, it just begs the question, could we let him go out on loan for a year there just to sweeten a deal for Hojlund, permanent transfer to United? Like, they're going to be more likely, more inclined to do business with us for a reasonable amount of money if we can basically give them a player on loan for a year who's going to do bits for them. So I'd probably rather see him go to Serie A, actually, and go and play for Atalanta. What would you say, guys? Where would you like to see Ahmad Diallo end up this season if he goes out on loan, which he probably will? I mean, we don't know that. Mark says he should get a man to Burnley. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, Premier League's obviously going to be the best for his development with him playing in the Premier League. That has to be said. That is true. Loan Diallo to Burnley, says must play. Prem, says the Vutinator. Fair play. We must offload Slabby, says Paul Liebenberg. 100%. Sancho and Slabby for Kane. Oh, that would be the best thing ever, wouldn't it? Bell691, yeah. Oh, I very much doubt it, though. But what a piece of business we could do. Give them cash and give them McTominay and Maguire. I mean, that's killing 3 birds with 1 stone right there, isn't it? Killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Brilliant. Okay. Hey, guys, we've got a new report. Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, great stuff. I mean, look, let's just get this up on the screen, guys. We've got a new report coming in from Gianluca Di Marzio over in Italia, which is just literally been tweeted 1 minute ago. Thank you, Rushmano, for the updates. What a gentleman. What a legend. But yeah, Ahmad to one of those teams. Nobody really cares. It's really not that important, but there you go. Okay, listen, new report, guys. Gianluca Di Marzio, here it is, guys. Come on. Gianluca Di Marzio reporting that all signed between Inter and Man United for the transfer of Andre Onana. 55 million euros, including bonuses, to the Nerazzurri. Come on! Get in there, my son. It's signed, baby. That's the latest, guys, you know. Obviously, we sort of knew this deal was done and everything. But it's signed. And that's very important, isn't it, guys? Signed. That's the latest reports. Get in there. Yes, Massey says nice. Get in there. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So really, really good news there, guys, at the end of this stream, or near the end of this stream, in regards to Andre Onana's signature and the deal between Man United and Inter being officially signed. The latest reports are that that is the case. And so hopefully we end up seeing, him travel to Manchester tomorrow, conduct his medical, and maybe if it's not tomorrow, then Wednesday, and then unveiled as a United player Thursday or Friday. That's the time frame we've got here. We've also got another report here from Fabrizio Romano here. Just an update that says, again, for Man United fans asking, there's no chance of Onana to travel overnight. Expectation is for the medical tests, then contract signing between Wednesday and Thursday. So obviously he's got to sign his own contracts paperwork with the club. And as we just mentioned there, Gianluca Di Marzio reporting that the deal is signed between Inter and Manchester United. So that's pretty big revelation this evening, guys. Get in there, my son. Absolutely lovely stuff. Happy days. Okay, great. Right. Okay then, guys. Well, I'm going to do a quick rundown of the latest updates of what we've discussed. Then I'm going to get into the live chat. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't done so. So it's going to be Q&A time in a minute. We'll get through everybody's comments. If you've been frustrated about not having your comments read, now's the time. We're going to get your questions and your thoughts and opinions read out. Do us a favor though, hit that like button before we do that. Give us a retweet. I'll shout out all the retweeters in a minute also, and smash the like. We're nearly at 150 likes, guys. Keep hitting that thumbs up button. You know it makes sense. Right then, so quickly, Onana saying goodbye. He is expected to travel in tomorrow or Wednesday to complete a medical, and he will be unveiled later on in the week. Man United reportedly interested in Axel Disasi, as are a couple of other teams, such as Newcastle United. Amrabat's still a strong target for Manchester United as well. Rashford agrees a new contract, 5-year deal at the football club, and he has signed the contract, more importantly, which was agreed about a month ago. Happy days. Reports coming out that he could be on £325,000 a week. I have to wait and see what more comes out about that. Kim Min-jae's definitely going to Bayern. Kane's apparently said no to PSG. Ahmad's a target now for Leicester City, as well as a bunch of other teams. Henderson now is being talked about with Nottingham Forest for a permanent transfer to them after we've got the Andre Onana situation done. Also, Telles is a target for Flamengo, Brazilian team, and Manchester United are in talks with Hojlund. Plus, looks like we're going to be exercising the release clause for Zion Suzuki very, very soon. West Ham United interested in Scott McTominay and potentially Harry Maguire. That's the latest transfer news, guys. Let's get into the live chat. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for an hour. Okay, brilliant. Nelbis, hello, says, I hope we don't sign Hojlund and we go for Kane again. I consider that Kane is perfect for us. Completely agree with you, my friend. I'm with you 110% there, pal. Look, I say we go get both. I say we have some bollocks about us, but if we could only have one, it would be Kane. Completely agree with you. Yes, Rushman, I didn't even mention Elanga, actually. Elanga's still a target for various different football clubs as well, and he's a player that we could generate 15 million, 20 million maybe if we're lucky. by selling. So he's 100% a player we should be looking to move on. Like you say, Henderson, Fred, they should be sold as well. Donny van der Beek's a possibility. Kane cannot play on the counter. He's slow. He is not mobile. Can't play penalty box. Injury prone. That's an absolute myth, to be honest with you, Mark N. I mean, he's certainly not quick, but it's a myth that he can't play on the counter. I mean, he's actually a great passer of the ball. He actually gets deep and gets involved in the build-up play, and his positioning and his movement is second to none, if you ask me, in terms of like in the area, in the box, in the opposition box, which means that he makes up for that with his slow, he makes up for the slowness. He isn't the fastest player, that's true. He makes up for his slowness by being a brilliant, intelligent player in and around the box and positioning himself well. And also, if you ask me, it's sort of almost a myth these days that he's injury prone. He wasn't very injured last season, was he? He scored 30 league goals. So, listen, I know he has been injured in the past. but I don't know if we can really call him injury prone now. He's just a really good player. Look, there's different ways you can go about it. If you just want a speed merchant up front, then let's get a headless chicken up top. Let's just get somebody who can run and stretch opposition defences and get you 12 or 15 league goals a season or whatnot. But the reality is, Kane is an all-encompassing forward player. He can score headed goals. He can score, long-distance goals, tap-ins. His positioning's great in and around the box. His movement's great. I don't think everybody's ever going to agree on Harry Kane, but in my opinion, he's exactly what we need. When's our next pre-season and who is it? It is on Wednesday, so 2 days from now, and it is against Lyon. Osimhen, Osimhen's a brilliant player as well. Osimhen would be fantastic, and if that's what the direction that Ten Hag wants to go in with a speed merchant, he's a great player to go and get. We should definitely go and get him, absolutely. Boomy says, Piggy, such disrespect, shouting loud on the mic while I got headphones on. High volume, who do you think you are? Lower your voice. Yeah, fair enough there, Boomy. I respect that, my friend. Sorry. I'll try and speak a little bit quieter from now on. Go fuck yourself, my son! How is he going to keep up with Rashford and Antony? Or are they going to have to wait for him, says Mark N. Mark N, do you understand how football works, mate? It's a passing and moving game, my friend. If you're quicker in the mind, it doesn't matter about necessarily the slowness in the legs. There's many examples of great players over the years who don't have the most pace, but they actually are some of the best players in the world because of their intelligence. Fact. Now, there's different ways to skin a cat. You can be pacey, you can be quick, or you can be intelligent and faster in your mind. People like Teddy Sheringham never had any pace about him, but guess what? He was intelligent as you like in the final third. There's lots of examples. So there's different ways to go about it, lad. Exactly the hoop man. The ball moves quicker than the man. And he's just got that sixth sense. I'm not talking about that creepy movie with Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment here. He might have that on DVD as well, but he's got the sixth sense when it comes to, movement. Being in the right place, right time. You don't score all those goals for Tottenham and all those goals for England if you don't, to be fair. He's a top player. Tim Curden says Casemiro and Mount Bruno is actually a very nice midfield. Chloe Jenkins says Pirlo. What a great example of a slow player who's just quicker in the head and brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Artie Wolves is a great example of Maguire. Yeah, Vincent, retweet. Okay, guys, give us a retweet. I'm going to go over and check out the retweeters real quick, then we'll get back into the chat. Thank you, everyone, for retweeting the show. Let's see what legends have actually shared this, which helps us out. We've got 8 retweeters. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for retweeting the show. Every little helps. Jaden, Aaron Homeyard, Transfers_United. Get in there, my son. John Boy YT, John Boy Cat, Vincent Bullock, Sin Games, and CK91 MUFC. Thank you, legends, for going over there and retweeting the Twitter. You can give us a follow at Flying Pig United on all the social media channels. Nice one. Okay, so Harry Kane's useless, says Jamie Robinson. I mean, Jamie, what are you on? He's literally played for Spurs last year, scored 30 goals. Enough said. If you can do that in Spurs' shite team, you can do it anywhere, bud. You can do it anywhere. And plus, what I like about Kane is he's the type of forward you can actually play off of him as well. Like, he can drop a bit deeper. He can get involved in the build-up play. He can find a really good pass. So who's to say that Kane, he's not got the most pace, but who's to say that sometimes Kane might be able to drop a little bit deeper, pick the ball up in the hole, get his head up, feed in Marcus Rashford, who bangs a goal in. He's got that in his locker as well. People will talk about, goals, get past the last man, speed. It's not all about that, It's not all about that. Subscribe to the channel, says Rushmano. Yes, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Nice one. Ten Hag built Haller, says Mark N. Fair enough. Listen, you've seen Ten Hag do things a certain way in the past, right? And on paper, you might think that, you know, he wants a speedy, fast striker up there, which maybe is the case. We'll find out with what Ten Hag does. But also, to deny Kane and say that he's not a player that at least would be considered is just silly because he's so good. Mark N says Haller is nothing like Kane. He is a total opposite. Oh my God, Mark, you're killing me. You know why? Because he plays for shitty Ajax, mate. And he played for Ajax. And Ajax, no disrespect, but they're not Manchester United. It's not the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Haller couldn't cut it at United, mate. You know, different horses for different courses, my son. Different horses for different courses. Thank you, Sharif. I'm actually feeling rough this evening, but, you know. Red Devils giving you respect me. Avram Glazer, get out, my friend. Piotr Thompson, hello to you. He says, Pig, we needed a new keeper. We love De Gea, but he's only good when we're getting battered. And Ten Hag don't want that mentality. Ollie is gone. Now we play football, but we should get Kane 100%. Yeah, I'm with you, Piotr Thompson. I agree. I think new time was the right time maybe to part ways with De Gea, and I would personally love it. Mark N says, bro, I can't rate a striker that never won a trophy in 10 years for a club or country. He plays for Tottenham in England. Enough said. He plays for Tottenham in England, my friend. You know what I mean? I mean, goodness me. Crikey. What the fuck? He plays for Spurs in England, mate. What's he going to win? He's not going to win anything. They're absolutely awful. We don't want strikers that can't score more than 9 in a weaker league. There you go. That's what we're going for. Hojlund with 9 goals last season in Serie A. I know. Crazy. Crazy to think that is what most people want over Kane. Let's ask the live chat, though. Who do you want at number 9? Who do you want at number 9, guys? Let us know. Who do you want at number 9? If you could sign somebody, who do you want at number 9? Rajat says Kane is perfect. More like Benzema. Now you're talking. Onana update. Let's have a look at the Onana update. We've got an Onana. All signed between Manchester United, Inter Milan for transfer of Andre Onana. The fee's 55 minutes. We've got another confirmation here, guys, that it's all signed and done and dusted. Get in there, my son. A lot of people saying Kane. Rasmussen Kane, says AML. Osserman, says Captain Bring Down. Fair play. Yeah, you know. Kane, but Levy ain't selling to us, says the Rutinator. Kane and Mbappe, says Boomy. Well, I'd take Mbappe, of course. Gonçalo Ramos, says Rajat. Fair enough. We'd be lucky to get Kane, guys. He would be a sensational player for us. Artie says Kane. It's only for a few seasons, but that's all we need. You would get rid of Glazers, then we could get Kane, says United Devil. Kane, says Massey. Red Devils Gaming, hello, says feelings aside on the return. If Greenwood returns, does he play on the right or in the middle? Depends who we sign at striker, I suppose. If we weren't to sign anybody now, Greenwood's probably a great candidate to play up top because he's got that ability to score and he's got good both feet, etc. But, you know, and we've got Anthony. So I think if he was to return, he'd probably be playing more at striker, even though obviously before all this situation happened with Greenwood, he was playing mostly on the right. But since then, we've got Anthony in the team, which is Ten Hag's golden boy. And so therefore, Anthony's still going to be favoured on that side, I think. So I don't know. I think Greenwood, probably future striker. I always sort of said that his future position was probably number 9. But as it turns out, you know, his position is unclear at this moment in time, pending the old conclusion of an internal investigation. Greenwood could be a striker all day. Definitely he could be, Larry. Yeah, definitely. 100% agree with you. Kane's the best option, but can we get him paid? Maybe towards the end of the window, or if we sell a good handful of players and just go, fuck it, let's spend the money. I think you might have to give Daniel Levy what he wants to part ways with Kane, but he's a stubborn bastard. Is he stupid to the point where he risks losing Kane in a year's time for nothing? That's what you got to ask. I think he's a businessman. I think he will look at what money can be generated. He wants his price, but I think he will sell if you get near the price. His price is £120 million as per reports. But if you were to give him 100 million right now with a year left on Kane's contract, I think he would take the offer. But that's crazy money to spend for somebody who's got a year left. But then it gives United exactly what we need for the next few years. So in my opinion, it would be money well spent. Marky Harris says Greenwood is better than Rashford. I mean, in terms of natural ability, in terms of just like, you know, having that eye for a goal and vision and stuff, I'd probably say he had the potential to be better, yes. You know, he did have the potential to be better. But I wouldn't say he's better than Rashford, because Rashford scored 30 goals for us last season and Greenwood was almost in Wormwood Scrubs lad. So, you know, I don't know if we could really say that, but in terms of raw talent as a young teenager, he was probably better than Rashford at the same age. That's fair. That's fair. Last week, maybe for Kane in the window, Levy won't make it easy. Massey says potentially Greenwood best forward at United. Sadly, he is really good. That's the... Well, I say sadly because we are almost unsure whether or not we're going to be playing with this guy. Pick a first of 11 of the best players that got changed or in trouble with crime. What? Crikey, I mean, that sounds like, you know, so Prison FC is what you're talking about here. I mean, I don't know, mate. I mean, I don't want to play this game, but to be honest, you know, I guess you're going to have like Mark Bosnich, Adrian Mutu as the resident cokeheads, even though they weren't like, you know, committed crimes or anything. Then you've got people who have been accused but haven't actually been found guilty. People like Ronaldo and Mendy and shit like that. And then you've got actual scumbags like Adam Johnson and stuff. You know what? It's not a very nice game, Boomy. I'm going to move on from that comment, mate. Chloe Jenkins. Chloe Jenkins. Thank you for your £2 super chat there. Get in there. Thank you, Chloe. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. It's Super Chloe Jenkins. Go on, Chloe. She says Levy has balls playing Russian roulette. Very true, yeah. He does, doesn't he? And we'll find out whether or not he's going to be losing a player who wants to be away from them, who might not put in this sort of performance for them this season if he stays that he did last season because he's jaded and wants to go. We'll see if he's prepared to take that risk. So I agree with you, Chloe. He's got some minerals about him, doesn't he, in order to wait it out and try and wait for the right price. If he doesn't go to Bayern, I'd just like to think that United would be prepared to go in and try to get him. But we'll wait and see there. I think you're right. I think Levy's playing a tricky game there where he could end up with nothing in a year's time. Raven says, what made you dislike the Scousers? The Scousers are vermin, rats. And no, we just got a steeped rivalry with Liverpool, mate. Manchester United and Liverpool hate each other. Manchester, the city, and Liverpool, the city, hate each other. I think it stems back from some time ago when, you know, Manchester built the ship canal and we started taking a lot of trade away from the city of Liverpool because Manchester built a canal all the way to Manchester or some shit like that. I'm not a historian. And that's where the rivalry, obviously there's that geographical rivalry, they're not far apart at all. But also because of that, the old Manchester Ship Canal, they hate us and we hate them. There you go. That's pretty much where it stems from. Thank you, United Devil. Rush Bonner says to even ask that question is unreal. It's pretty odd, isn't it? And also, you know, they're the two most successful teams in English football, which means there's always going to be a rivalry there. Mark N says, Pig, you can't lie. Greenwood back, coupled with a signing so far. Maybe adding Hojlund and a sneaky hammer about across Edo Hijack will fight City for the league. Maybe, Mark, or maybe the harmony in the squad is upset by having Greenwood back. Like I said, maybe not everyone wants to have Greenwood back. You know what I mean? Boomy says, Piggy, would you prefer a modern Old Trafford or keep it the same? Okay, so I would rather, I've talked about this in the past, I personally wouldn't knock it down and rebuild. I would maybe like knock 2 stands down and renovate the rest. So I'd keep a percentage of Old Trafford with that same blueprint identity essentially, but obviously renovate and then just try and build like a couple of the stands way bigger and you know, way better and newer and that kind of thing. But essentially it's just such an iconic stadium, it seems a shame to knock it down and rebuild a completely new soulless like Tottenham Hotspur toilet seat looking fucking stadium, you know what I mean, or something like that. It's too iconic. A lot of games United could just not score even last season with Rashford playing well. Hey there, Claire Farron. Absolutely. We need more goals in this team, Claire Farron. Spot on. We need a striker, don't we? I'm with you, Rushmano. Loan him. I'd actually loan him and get him back next summer because he's got 2 years left on his contract. United have the option for an extra year. That means we've got him for 3 years potentially. So what's 1 year out on loan? All it does is get rid of the PR gash that there will be surrounding him from Manchester United's door and puts it on somebody else's. And then we've got a great player again in a year's time if he's, you know, got over this hump in his life. If Greenwood stays, he's going to have to go for the kill better than he was before. The pressure is on him now. Yeah, and he's going to have stagnated for a year as well. England media will eat Greenwood up. Precisely, Rajat. Time to maybe go somewhere else, a foreign league, out on loan for a while. You don't see Greenwood going out on loan with them just having a child. Very fair point as well, Red Devils Gaming. I know it does decrease the likeliness he'll go out on loan abroad. That's a great comment. Just play Greenwood. He's innocent. Fuck the woke mugs. Well, he's not guilty. I wouldn't say he's innocent, Mark Harris. How do you know? Were you in the corner telling knock-knock jokes, mate? You know what I mean? You don't know he's innocent, bud. He's just not guilty. There's a big difference between not guilty and innocent. There is. So you don't know. I don't know. We don't know. But to say he's definitely innocent, well, that's just speculation. You know what I mean? Anyway. Well, there you go, Dale. Greenwood's life's changed. Italy for him. If they spend the money, it has to be multi-use, not so far as to roll out NFL pitches, but it has to become the focal point of a vast area commercially. Right? Yep, fair play. There you go. It's going to have to bring a whole different community vibe to it as well. He ain't innocent, says Massey. Well, who knows? I mean, who knows? He never stood trial. Who knows? But he certainly wasn't found not guilty. Like Mendy was found not guilty. This guy's not been found guilty, but he's also not been found innocent. There's a difference there. Plus, there was actual evidence in the public eye that people have seen and heard. So just saying, like, that makes it a bit different. In fact, you know, if I was just looking at the information, the evidence in front of me, and listening to that audio clip, I'd say that he might be more likely to be a scumbag than not. But you can't say definitively one way or the other. You just can't, because nobody knows. Apart from the two people involved. Rushmano, thank you, buddy, says top show. Thank you very much, Rushmano, you legend. Yeah. Exactly. Greenwood was my favourite player. He broke my heart, Pig. Oh, I absolutely loved him. Thought he was going to go on and do amazing things. AMR says Greenwood could do one. Their family now. Well, there you go. IQ Insane, I know. Anyway, guys, right, it's late now. It's midnight. I'm ill. I don't know why I've actually stayed on here for 81 minutes. That's too long, guys. But it's been a pleasure talking to you. That's why. We've covered a lot of great topics tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching this stream. Make sure you do us a massive favour and smash the like button on this video before you go. It's obviously free to like. So that's all we ask is a cheeky little like from you legends. Drop a thumbs up on this stream and it will help the channel out. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're nearly at 200 likes, so smash the thumbs up button. Thank you, Housey. Says, hey, mate, you're nice looking. Thank you, bud. Don't often get that, my friend. OP Dragon says, love you, Pigman. Thank you, dude. Love to you too, my man. Get in there, you legend. Marky Harris, fair play to you, my son. No, I understand people wanting him back. I did a poll earlier on in today's afternoon show. 55% of the live chat wanted him back. But I must admit, I am in the 45% of people that think he's too much trouble than he's worth. And what he brings to the club. OP Dragon, Amit Kumar, get in there. Thank you, the Hoop Man, says banger of a stream. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, Greenwood is world class. He is world class. If it wasn't for all this off the pitch stuff, he'd be the number 9 for us right now, probably. And we would never have had that Malta Woot Veghorst in the team. Larry Hasser, get in there, my friend. Bishnu Sunwar, Stephen Shipman must play. I hope you're right, bud. Any more retweets, says Vincent Bullock? I don't know, Vincent. Have you retweeted us? We had 8 retweets earlier. We've had 11 now. Shout out to the 3 extras who retweeted us there. Mark, I think that's Mark N in the live chat. Legend. Boomy. The Mario 55 as well. And that's it. Thank you, legends, for giving us a retweet over there. I appreciate it. And Vincent Bullock, did you give us a retweet? I don't know. It's not showing up. But thank you very much. Cheers, Massey. Cheers, United Devil. Rajat Sharif. Rushmano. Duncan AML. Mikato. Get in there, you legend. He says, your beard's looking fresh. You would fit right in over here in Norway. You're right, I would actually, mate. I have got a bit of a Norwegian vibe about me with the hair and everything. The hair and the beard and everything, mate. Absolutely. Come on. Thank you, Mikato. I hope you're keeping well, you long-time legend. Hope you're doing well, bud. Thank you for that, mate. Norway vibes. I take that as a massive compliment. I'm a Viking-looking mofo these days. Cheers, Leanne. Cheers, Musbraid, Dale, Madhouse, OP Dragon, United Devil, Chloe, Lewis Araza, Housey. Ah, fair enough, Housey. I'm going to have to wrap it up, mate. I'm shattered. Oh, no. Look who it is. Looky what the cat dragged in. Zayn Mayassi. Zayn Mayassi. Zayn Mayassi in the chat. In the chat. Zayn Mayassi in the chat. Hashtag delusion. Oh, Zayn Mayassi. Here he is. He says, Piggy, been playing Avatar on PS3. What's the next player you buying? Well, I mean, it looks like probably Amrabat's the next player we're buying. But it should be a striker, obviously. We should be trying to sign, we should certainly be trying to sign Hojlund or Kane. But honestly, the next player, that's the question you asked me, the next player that we're buying, it's probably Amrabat. I'll turn that question round on the live chat, guys. What do you think? Who do you think is the next player that Man United bring through the door? Actually, hang on. Zion Suzuki's a great shout as well. Sorry, I forgot about him. But, he's just a backup goalkeeper, so does he even really count? But Zion Suzuki's a £5 million valued Japanese goalkeeper, which we are looking at bringing in. So, yeah. But if you're talking about, like, proper first-team player, probably Amrabat's the one. Hojlund would be interesting, Rajat. But it's going to take a bit of negotiation, I think, between the two sides there in order to really convince Atalanta to sell. And it's probably going to take some time. Thank you, Simon Warner. I appreciate you, man. He says, I thought we were going to have a Zane-free night. Have a good night, all you classic legends. Here's a question for you, Zane. Who's Arsenal going to sign you, Melt? Who's Arsenal going to sign next? I'll tell you what. Nobody. Because you just spunked 100 million on the English Scott McTominay, my friend. By the way, now I don't know if you saw these stats. My brother sent me this earlier. Unfortunately, I can't get it up on screen here. But let me just read this to you. Guys, let me just read this to you very quickly. My brother sent me this earlier, right? And this makes for great reading. Now, I know they're at two opposite ends of the spectrum of their careers, right? But my brother sent me this graphic earlier. And it is this. Premier League stats of Casemiro versus Declan Rice last season. Casemiro v Rice. Casemiro, 2,126 minutes on the pitch. Rice, 3,272 minutes on the pitch. So way more minutes on the pitch from Rice. Games, Casemiro had 28. Declan Rice had 37 games. Okay, so Casemiro was banned quite a lot, suspended. He wasn't even injured. He was just suspended and stuff. So that's why he had less games. Guess what? Tackles, 1 throughout the league campaign. 89 for Casemiro. 79 for Declan Rice. So Casemiro made 10 more challenges in 9 less games. Tackles, 1. 46 for Cassie. 38 for Declan Rice. Again, this is in 9 less games. Clearances, 60 for Casemiro, 55 for Rice. Headed clearances, 42 for Casemiro, 32 for Rice. Aerial battles won, 56 for Casemiro, 37 for Rice. Again, this is with Casemiro with 9 less games. Through balls, 12 for Casemiro, 4 for Declan Rice. Big chances created for teammates, 7 for Casemiro, 3 for Declan Rice. Assists, 3 for Casemiro, 2 for Declan Rice. Goals, 4 each. I rest my case. Casemiro's twice the player of that mug. Anyway. No, he's a good player as well, Declan Rice. Plus, he's reasonably young. He's going to go on and do good things. Zamiasi, thank you for another super chat, mate. Dude, he's coming in here raw at the end of the stream with a couple of 9.99ers. Come on, Casemiro's way better than Rice, though. He says, I saw stop oil protesters in the road today. They move as slow as Maguire. You should try knocking your Bentley into him, Zamiasi, lad. That'll probably make him move quickly, won't it? There you go. AML, Cassie's levels above, says AML. Compost, it's a fair point. He says, these stats are very misleading, though, Pig. Rice playing in Moyes' gulag tactics. Fair enough, but I'm talking about this from the perspective that Cassie played 9 less times. So I think it's a fair comparison. If Cassie played 9 less games, but still outdoes him in terms of all the stats that we've just mentioned, surely that means something. He is playing in Moyes' gulag tactics, Guff. I agree with you. But 9 more games to improve on those stats than Cassie, and Cassie's got the superior statistics. Come on. Come on. Casemiro well clear, absolutely. We did pay 70 million for him. Money well spent, Boise. Thank you, Dara. Said you make a good number 9. And that's why Casemiro has 5 UCLs. 30 million English tax. Definitely. No, nobody can deny Rice is a very expensive player, but they've absolutely overpaid a significant amount. Definitely. 100%. No doubt. Right, hang on a second. Sorry, I've got to catch up with the chat. United Devil says, Mr. Zane, your super chats, love it, supporting the channel. Wow, 3 super chats in 6 minutes. 3? Hang on a second, did I miss one? I don't know. I don't think I did. But anyway, yeah, no, Zane is a mad supporter of this channel, mate, even though he's a complete delusional Arsenal fan and he might even be clinically mental. He's a great supporter of this channel, no doubt. Cass felt expensive at the time, but not now. Agreed, John O'Connor. Yeah, for his age and stuff, at the time, it did seem expensive. But in hindsight, we've got ourselves a snip of a player there, really, who's just like ready-made and one of the best CDMs in the league, if not the best. In fact, you know, who is better than him in the Premier League right now? Who is actually better than Casemiro? I can't really think of anyone. You know, okay, you know, Man City have got, obviously, they had Rodri and, you know, yeah, he's an argument, I suppose. He's an argument, but other than that, it's only Rodri. There you go, Compost Smurf. Precisely, only he's up there. So, yeah, there you go. Casemiro is absolutely great signer, wasn't he? What a beast. He loves it. Big up, Zane. Avram Glazer, get out, mate. Rodri's close as Chloe Jenkins. I think that's fair. Rodri is very talented, yeah. Rushy thinking outside the box. What did Rushy say? Rushy says you should hit them, Zane, with those 14k Mrs. Doubtfire underpants. Film probably bought, or something like that. Help is on the way, dear. Absolutely, Rushman. I like your style there, bud. Right, anyway. It's nearly midnight, guys. I turn into a pumpkin at midnight. So we're going to have to pretty much wrap this stream up now then. But it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you to Zane Miasi for coming in with some late humour. And a couple of late super chats there is much appreciated. Thank you everybody else for watching the stream. Hey, we're 14 likes off of 200 likes, guys. Hit that thumbs up and let's get 200 before the end of the stream. Like spike. But I'm going to wrap it up now. Roberto Calories? What? Paulinho was also excellent. Yeah, great shout. I'd love to see us go for him, actually. In fact, wasn't there an offer rejected for Paulinho tonight from was it West Ham? I think West Ham testing the water for Paulinho. That's what I heard anyway. West Ham, obviously with their newfound money, I think it's been rejected by Fulham. The Vutinator, 89 likes. Yeah, Fulham want 80 mil, says Compost Smurf. Thank you, Primart. Thank you, United Devil. Thank you, Boise, Sharif, OP Dragon, Simon Warner, Rajat, Sing Games, Rushmano, Chloe Jenkins, absolutely. Bog off quick, Cinderella. Vutinator, you legend, getting there. West Ham, 45 mil, turned down, yep. West Ham needs to buy McTominay. Yes, Mark, that's where the value is them in there for them. So, Paulinho for 45 million and they've rejected it. You know, we could sell them McTominay for 25 and they're obviously then can strengthen elsewhere in the team. So it probably makes sense for them to come in and get McTominay. I think that really helps us. Either they're going to sign Paulinho for more money than that and we're stuck with McTominay, or now they're going to come and get McTominay, you would think. And Maguire, hopefully. Thank you, Matej. Thank you, Sean Hockridge. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Primot. Avram Glazer with a $2 Aussie super chat says, you copy and paste my ponytail for your head. I mean, the difference is, mate, right, I've got this questionable sort of man bun thing going on here, right? The difference is that I make this look good. And the other difference is that I don't just have a ponytail on my head. Like you, Mr. Glazer, you have got a shocking hairdo, my friend. You've got a skullet. You've got the bald skull on top with the mullet at the back. You've got a fucking skullet, my son. You know, it's like all you've got is a ponytail. You've got no hair on the top, mate. Very little around the sides. Just a fucking shitty pony. I mean, how sad do you have to be to cling on to your last hopes of having hair ever again by having a skullet, guys? You know what I mean? You're a disgrace. What a sort of, how dare you insult my hairdo when you've got a monstrosity like that on the back of your head, mate. The Cake Cadet, thank you very much for the super chat here. He says, play us out with the Onana chat, pig. The Onana chant, right? Thank you, Cake Cadet. Okay, let's do it. Let's play you out of the Onana chant then, guys. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for watching. That's it for the show. Onana should be coming in very, very soon. Happy days. Scarlet comb over, that's right. I do find it difficult to leave, mate. Nice one. Okay, good night, folks. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Oh, shit, I forgot to draw the giveaway tonight, guys. I'll do it tomorrow. Sorry, guys, I just remembered now. I said I would do the giveaway tonight. I hadn't arranged it. I'm not going to arrange it live on stream right now. I've got like 25 names or something to write into that Wheel of Fortune game thing. But we'll pick it tomorrow for the winner of the t-shirt. So come back tomorrow night and we'll pick the winner tomorrow night. Absolutely. Good night. Thank you, Amit Kumar. God bless. Come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section. And you can have your say afterwards. Keep the debate going. And thank you very much for watching. You can't enter any more, Vincent. There was only an hour where you could enter after last night's stream. If you missed it, well, you missed it. But we'll do another one very soon. Good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I am going to leave now. And remember, when the seagulls follows the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. And, Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my game? What's my game? What's my game? Oh boy, I really want to see if you can go downtown with a girl like you. Oh boy, I really want to be with you because you're just my type. Oh, no, no, no. Bye, guys.